Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler video series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I sure hope this is tasty because this is partially my dinner. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? Well, it happens to be my Forever Famicom shirt. What with Mega Ran and K Murdoch. But who are Mega Ran and K Murdoch? Well, Mega Ran is one of my favorite artists of any genre across any platform. Absolutely love the guy. He is a rapper, teacher, hero. He's a guy who, he came up early in the nerdcore sort of hip hop and rap scene. And if you're unfamiliar with that kind of subgenre, it's basically where you go there and take like rap and hip hop and you add in nerdy elements, be it anime or video games. In the instance of Mega Ran, takes a lot of his inspiration from that. But he goes along a wide variety of stuff, and he even does non-nerdcore albums occasionally. I became a big fan of his because I'm a big Mega Man fan. Yay! And I'm actually going to be seeing him perform today. K Murdoch, by the way, is his frequent collaborator. They actually worked on the album Forever Famicom together, so, hence why they're on the shirt together. But yeah, man, I love Mega Ran, K Murdoch, awesome guy. I've seen them perform live a number of times. I'm actually going to see Mega Ran in about an hour, so I have videos of their performances on this channel, just in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to kind of point you in the right direction as far as their music goes. But anyway, and I did want to mention, I also have my cool bracelet here. This is made by a friend of mine named China McCoy, who is a stuntman, martial artist, comic book creator, super badass guy. He does these as like a side thing. If you happen to be interested at all, I'll go over there and I'll send you a link to his Instagram, and you guys can work out the details. But anyway, so yes, I am going to see Mega Ran, who it's been a little bit. It's been like, I think over 2 years since I've seen him perform, which sucks, but I'm glad that I'm finally making that happen. And, of course, he's playing in Joliet, Illinois, which is a little bit of a trip for me, but you make the trip for the things you love. So, what with this being an area that I'm not super familiar with, especially their food scene, I wanted to head out and see what they had. And turns out, not too far from the venue they're playing, they had a, hot dog place. It's a spot called Joe's Hot Dogs. I don't know if it's Joe's or Joe's Hot Dogs or Joe's Hot Dogs in Polish, because there's literally, depending on where you're at. I'm going with Joe's for right now. And, but, normally I would have gone with a hot dog, but they did say that they had Polishes, and I love a good Polish. So, that's what this is, but it's not just any Polish, because this is their, their Kraut Polish. It's got sauerkraut on it. It is a little bit weird when you think about, German sauerkraut being on a Polish sausage, historically speaking. But anyway, I love a Polish, and come on, man, got some Krauts. Let's do a thing for the thing. We'll kind of like this. Ha 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 ha! So much Kraut. Let's give it a go, folks. I'm very, very eager for this. Okay. I was going to say, I was a little bit worried that they might just give me a normal hot dog. Once I bit into it, though, you could taste the garlic and, the other aspects. It's okay. I'm going to be honest with you. It is not quite what I was expecting. When I think of a good Polish, especially, in the, Chicagoland, Illinois area, a lot of times you think like a Maxwell Street Polish, it's big, it's porky, it's delicious. This is more sort of a standard style hot dog that's just a Polish sausage kind of thing. It's definitely not like an authentic, like proper from a deli kind of style Polish sausage. It does have decent flavor, to its credit. Absolutely, I'll give it that. But yeah, it's not quite what I was hoping for. The Kraut is also okay. It's not bad, but again, it doesn't feel, like special or anything. It's very just kind of by the numbers. It's got some nice tanginess to it. I mean, I'd honestly say I think the Kraut is a little bit more impressive than the Polish itself. It's definitely doing the bulk of the work as far as the flavor is concerned. Because the thing is that I've had Kraut on a Polish plenty of times, in my life. But the thing is, you really do want like a proper, big, meaty Polish. Because then that way, because sauerkraut's a very, very strong flavor. It's got that tanginess. It's got that very distinct flavor. You need like a really, proper sausage to kind of counter that, And with this, you're still getting some of that flavor, but like, yeah. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I'm not mad at it or anything, but I was really kind of hoping, again, because this is partially my dinner. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get myself a Polish with sauerkraut. Yeah. But again, like, there's nothing bad about it. It's just disappointing. It's expectation versus reality. Sure, my breath is going to smell delightful. Yeah, okay. 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No and no. I wish I could. I'd love to, especially with it. And by the way, with this being a local spot, it's going to end up on my Eating Out Illinois playlist, which is a playlist for just local spots. Yeah, man, I'd love to be positive when it comes to local spots. And like I said, this is part of my dinner, so I was really hoping this was going to be particularly delicious. Yeah, it's just, I think that this is one of those things where I probably should have gone in for a hot dog. I think that would have been a little bit more kind of the speed that they seem to be working with. And, I mean, for what it is, it's not a bad thing, but it's just, again, very underwhelming, not what I was expecting. But, I will say this much. It was relatively cheap, so there is that end of things. But I do feel like, because I think it was like a little over $3, so not bad at all, value-wise. But I will say, I think if that's the case, I would have just gone with a normal hot dog. I think that would have really worked out. For me, personally, I'd be willing to pay a little extra for, like a really proper Polish. But as is, yeah, I wouldn't get this one again. And if I'm recommending it, maybe I'm spoiled, just because, I do have some German ancestry and, Polish sausage ends up kind of in that realm of things, as far as like stuff that would often end up in family gatherings and stuff. You have some brats and some Polish. And it's like, yeah, man, I'm used to the really good stuff. And so I'm not going to not recommend that you go to Joe's, because like they seem like a nice little spot. I got my food nice and quick and everything. They have Barq's root beer, which makes me super happy. But again, I feel more like the hot dogs are more their thing. The Polish, it's underwhelming. It's hard for me to recommend that. So anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year, folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly proper Polish sausage-tastic rest of your life. Just, again, delicious. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, do you happen to have any, particular, culinary, family lineage, to work off of? Because like I said, I'm, me and my family, even though we did the ancestry thing and whatnot, we're kind of from everywhere in Europe, realistically. But, we go off the German side more than anything. So, that's kind of where we tend to hail from. Be interested to hear kind of, if you have any, again, specific dishes or anything that, kind of harken back to your family lineage. So, anyway,